LMQ is a team that tries to closely copy Korea's meta the most. And sometimes I feel like they don't replicate it that well, but in Korea, a lot of people are more open to try out and experiment new things. For the most part, they always pick really strong and OP champions, so it's really important that we're on top of our game.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the North American LCS and our final game of the day, Counter Logic Gaming versus LMQ. Now, CLG started the day in first with a 1-game buffer, but Dig has closed that gap with their win over TSM today, so those guys are tied for first. So for CLG, every game is a must-win if you want to hold on to that top spot.
And they really want that 4-0 Super Week. And now CLG has a couple advantages coming into this game. It's the first game of the day for them, which means they've only had to focus on this one, whereas LMQ is playing their second. And they will also feel very good after their big win yesterday. Something else that's important to point out, though, is CLG is the only team right now to have beaten every other team in the North American LCS to this point. So they can beat anyone.
They have, and of course we're going to see that here in this one. CLG is actually 2-0 for the week, whereas LMQ is 0-2, so also very different starts to everything. It's a very different Super Week for LMQ they had. They went 4-0 in their very first week, and it's been much worse since.
Yeah, and LMQ, they're an incredibly organized team, and they make strong movements around the map looking for big plays, but the question will be with them, where is the line of where they get too aggressive? Right? They've played 2 games versus CLG, and they're actually currently 1-1. The first game, LMQ, they were losing until they made a good play. In the second game, they lost pretty badly, and quite honestly, CLG has the least respect for LMQ compared to the other teams in the LCS. So we really have to see how LMQ responds to that this game, whether they start to play more conservatively, or if it really just drives them to dive harder and farther in.
I mean, maybe CLG definitely did sound confident in interviews leading up to this matchup, so maybe they're ready for everything. We're going to check out the starting lineups here. On the blue side is Counter Logic Gaming, Seraph in the top lane, Dexter in the jungle, Link in the mid lane, Doublelift on AD carry, and Aphromoo at support.
And on the red side, it is LMQ. Ackerman in the top lane, NoName in the jungle, XiaoWeiXiao, the all-star mid lane, Vasilii on AD, and more on support.
So here we go, guys. CLG looking to finally break away from the pack. So if they do win here, they ended yesterday in first place, half a game up on Dig.
Stay in first place if they win.
Stay in first place, stay half a game up there as well. And I mean, CLG definitely looking better and better as the season goes on. I do want to talk about LMQ actually starting to fall down a little bit though.
Yeah.
They came into the split with, I think, the longest undisturbed roster of any of the teams there. Of course, C9 had players subbed out for a short time. That was Link. LMQ kind of had the cohesion advantage from week 1. And you saw, again, 4-0 Super Week, right? Started the league in first place. But ever since then, every team's been catching up to them. LMQ feels like they've sort of been at their ceiling for a while, whereas other teams are catching up to them.
Well, we also have to remember, when LMQ was entering the LCS, and we were asking all the other established teams, where do you think LMQ is going to be in the standings? They're like, they're probably like a 4th or 5th place team, and then they jumped out of the gates. First place team. Right now, they're tied for 3rd or 4th or 5th.
Sure.
Right? Like, are they just kind of falling back to what they have been all along and the schedule is balancing itself out? Or do they just start really hot and get cold? I'm not sure.
I mean, it's been really interesting as well, just the prediction game when you think about it, right? LMQ, they'll be top 4, top 5. I don't think anyone predicted Dignitas's roster to work so well right at the start. Yeah, Dig #1 with a new roster, and they just pulled it in. CLG holding on to first place, of course, that was some people's expectations. C9 doing so poorly, though. Definitely not among most people's predictions to start this one out, but we are here. LMQ looking to make their comeback. CLG looking for 4-0 the dream. Maybe every team goes 2-2. Syndra and Yasuo now removed away from LMQ. That might free up Link to play TF as the first pick here. Got to keep that in mind.
Exactly what that Syndra ban is targeted at. Obviously, XiaoWeiXiao plays a lot of champions, but this is almost lowering the number of flex bans a team has if they're banning Syndra right off the bat. It almost forces LMQ to ban TF or just have to play immediately into it.
Well, what else do you leave up though? It's actually interesting. Whoa. CLG bans the kill for LMQ. They want so badly to first pick TF. They'll leave everything else up and remove what else they can. LMQ ban TF, you ban Lee Sin. Dexter's Elise. There's actually a video someone posted. Hotshot was doing all his reactions to CLG's last game of the week.
Loved Dexter's Elise.
And he was like, Dexter's never getting Elise again, like ever in the LCS. But it's Doublelift's Kog'Maw removed instead. Lulu, not even TF. I'm all kinds of wrong.
Well, this is definitely a pick and ban phase where they're going to be trading a lot of power picks. Kog'Maw being banned away is the final thing. And the Twisted Fate picked away. Oh, that is clever.
Lee Sin goes to the NoName, though Dexter is happy to play Elise anyway. Doublelift happy to play Twitch. Maybe Lucian. Second string for him there.
It's just so funny how the ban phase played out there.
I want another mind games.
I just think it was absolutely back and forth, right? I think the Kog'Maw ban right at the end threw CLG for a bit of a loop. Because some of TF's power would be taken away in a sense if you can't just port onto a Kog'Maw and kill him in one sense.
Sure.
And also, Seraph has been having such a good week, giving him something like Lulu and taking it away from Ackerman is arguably more valuable than the Twisted Fate in the first place.
We've seen Lulu Tops do exceptionally well. I believe she's undefeated today. Fought Jax's both times. And heck, maybe we see that one more time here, actually.
Yeah.
Half the games, Lulu versus Jax.
What was Seraph's tweet yesterday? It was something like,
no deaths.
No die today, many fantasy point.
Yeah, something close to that. Dexter does get Elise. Hot shot GG is wrong. Dexter gets it anyway. Thresh here for Aphromoo. Goes for that with everything else up.
Team. They were just loaded with utility in those first 3 picks.
Oh, yeah.
They are primed for a Twitch pick later. And I'm not entirely sure. I mean, they could still do a mid laner. XiaoWeiXiao having some slight issues. There's a chance we'll drop out a champ select here. But for now, he's just cycling every champion in League of Legends.
Mouse still works, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So that ends up being if
the size of the mouse pad.
Yep.
Damn.
I don't think he plays with that low sensitivity, though.
No.
It's just good to know. I like how meta it is, too. It's a mouse on top of a mouse on a mouse pad.
So a quick little drop out of champs. Like there was a problem with XiaoWeiXiao's machine.
Yeah.
Or something else. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah. Well,
same result, though.
Sure. 5 picks in so far for these guys either way. And, of course, the big thing to keep in mind is then, so what do the adaptations go for? So, yeah, okay. So champ select definitely started out not in a way I was definitely expecting. It's like, oh, man, the Cinder Band. TF. Link's TF is so good. You've seen so far. A lot of people giving him respect for it right off the bat. I wonder how much of that is actually mind game then for CLG. Like, I know you guys can respect this. So, like, we'll leave it up. We got a counter pick ready, the first ban.
Yeah.
Try to make him play it. I don't know. There's a lot of interesting thoughts to keep in mind.
Yeah. One other thing I do want to touch on before this game is we did mention in the pregame how CLG only has the 1 game today, but I wonder if fatigue is going to be a factor. Interesting thing they did this morning. The team went to Anime Expo this morning.
Yeah.
Last chance they would have been able to go to it, obviously. They really wanted to go. However, they made it back to watch the LMQ game, right? They obviously would have done their preparation last night. But honestly, waiting in line, going around all this stuff, then sitting through this incredibly long day of LCS, right? We're 6 hours and 45 minutes into the broadcast or something like that after 5 games, right? So they expected to play much earlier than this. You got to wonder if they're going to be a little bit tired. Obviously, they were playing League in the green rooms beforehand, trying to warm up. It will be a factor whether the trip in the morning makes them more relaxed and ready to play, kind of refreshed because they got to do something fun before the game, a little break of the monotony of playing every single week in the LCS, or if it shows us a bit of a lack of preparation. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of the thing is Super Weeks, you kind of just, it's all about how well do you prepare before anyway, right? 4 games across 3 days, definitely a lot of effort and time to do that. And a lot of times, and again, talking about the Loco Doco point, for example, it's like, yeah, we come into a week with strats prepared. Once Super Week starts, it's like, well, whatever was there at the time, we got to run with that because there's no time to make any more audibles.
Yeah.
I know one of the weaknesses of CLG earlier on was that they would come into the game with a plan and then do something else when the game started. And they wanted to, maybe they hope that doesn't happen to them again. They actually follow through with their early game plans, but their prep for Super Week going to be an important part of that anyway. So heck, if they did their preparation, if they did warm up in the green room beforehand, maybe that is enough for them.
Yeah, they definitely have. Because like I said, they were here for LMQ's first game, which was game 3 of the day. And we had a couple long games as well after that, so they've had plenty of time to get acclimated to the settings.
Now we go through this one, and LMQ back into the picks and bans. Their choices were going to be Renekton and Nami, by the way, here. So Renekton versus Lulu, the likely top lane matchup. Still going to take some time to decide on the support pick. Morgana would be good as well of the commonly picked supports here. But Nami it is.
It's a very low damage team.
Yeah.
I mean, really, both of these teams have been low damage so far. It's a very utility-based team comp on both sides right now. So a lot of lockdown for XiaoWeiXiao to maybe go around and make some big gank plays. But honestly, a lot of dodging mechanisms for CLG. Thresh, one of the best supports you can have against Twisted Fate. You just throw the Lantern on your AD carry and walk away, and TF has to decide. Either basically goes into your turret or he gets nothing.
So what is the thing that's going to get Lantern then for Doublelift? Twitch Lucian, the top 2 contenders normally.
He's had so much success on Twitch.
And that is the case. And actually, it's mid lane Lulu, by the way. Seraph goes back to the Shyvana here. So Shyvana versus Renekton, old school matchup. The interesting thing is, CLG was like, you know, we don't want to keep playing this passive Seraph by himself Shyvana top lane, but they're going back to it anyway.
It brings a lot more damage into their team overall.
Yeah.
Having the Shyvana in the top lane, one of the highest damage potentials from that lane. Also, there had been a Tristana ban by CLG against Complexity. When we asked them after the game, it said because Doublelift and Aphro actually aren't that comfortable playing against Tristan lane. That was yesterday. Vasilii locks it in this time with the Nami. Should be some supporting, potent harassment in the lane.
I actually like Trist a lot here for a variety of reasons. So one, there's only sort of moderate threat against her in terms of team fights. You can buster shot Shyvana away and then she can no longer reach you anymore. And the fact that she's so good up to about level 6, there's so many easy ways to dive this bot lane with Twisted Fate. Rocket jump in, buster shot him into a wall, all the fun stuff. You've even got built-in Grievous Wounds with Explosive Shot. Like, it could be a really volatile bottom lane. It's going to be a fun one to watch here. We're going to see where the vote stands on LOLesports.com. Right now, CLG leads LMQ with 73%.
Pretty big percentage. 2-0 and 0-2 coming into the week as well. But keep sending your real-time predictions. Tweet it at LOL Esports. Then use the hashtag CLG win or the hashtag LMQ win. Also, Vasilii is much taller than the rest of LMQ.
He's not even standing up.
Yeah.
He's taller everywhere. That was a weird comment.
Yeah.
He's got a tall torso is what I was going for with that
All
one.
right.
There we go. Made it around. I got the point out that I wanted to. Meanwhile, our chairs are level. You could actually be like 3 feet taller than me. We wouldn't know.
It's true. My torso is not that tall.
Where's mine?
I'm taller than like all the casters, but my seat is generally higher than theirs.
Yep.
Did you know?
I'm more leg than torso myself, so gonna be all right with this one. CLG, LMQ getting themselves into the game. Again, going for 4-0 the dream. Both teams having the fan outpouring here. I like the LMQ fan next, or the LMQ sign next to the CLG sign.
Yeah.
They don't push themselves away. They're just like, we'll just hold them both up. It'll be all right. But here we go. Counter Logic Gaming, the ability to retain control of first place with this win. Dignitas would have to 2-0 tomorrow to wrest control of that. Doublelift is watching for NoName.
0 for 1 on those Lee Sin Qs.
Oh!
All right.
All right. Follow it. Oh, he could have followed it.
That would have been foolish.
But cool. Early wards coming out. Both teams fairly defensive with this. We actually already have Vasilii's down in the bottom river. To watch for those late invades. And he's going to stand here and just stay as bait for a short time. Dexter with the early sweeper. We've seen a couple of teams do this now. Early sweeper on the jungler. Dexter gets 10 gold for his troubles. Early gold lead CLG. Will they keep it?
1 CS on Dexter. Some should say junglers should give farm to their solo laners.
Could have given 5 gold to Link or something.
No, they might be thinking of a late invade here. They got a ward actually on Dexter. Hoping to make some early plays onto NoName's Lee Sin actually. They're actually in position for a lane swap as well. Haven't seen a lane swap from CLG in a real long time.
Well, Aphro, XiaoWeiXiao see each other. Here's the rest of CLG. They didn't actually show their AD carry, but they did show the support. So these guys know about the matchup. Moore going to go early, put a ward down on the other team's red buff. He knows that this game is played. CLG will get their own red. NoName not too far behind in his quest for the blue.
Yeah, Seraph's got a TP down in the bottom lane now, and it's the lane swap. So first lane swap of the day.
One of very few we see in this patch as well. Dragon was normally enough to keep teams from doing it.
Yeah, I mean, the Nami Tristana matchup, as far as the amount of harassment it can put out early on in the game, is most likely too much for Doublelift and Aphromoo to handle in that lane. Twitch shorter range, lower base damage with the nerf. Aphromoo as well, no sustain. It is for the best, actually, that CLG does this. And now they can play with their...
Aphro predicts the juke. XiaoWeiXiao doesn't do it. The mind games. One level ahead, XiaoWeiXiao. And the lanes are getting frozen, by the way. Vasilii has not learned a skill point yet. Nothing in explosive shot, nothing in anything.
I wouldn't expect him to put points in his explosive shot for a while.
Yeah.
Explosive shot is a great harassment tool in lane, which is why you end up skilling it, but it's literally just farm lanes. When we saw Cop in a 1v2 with Tristana, he didn't buy explosive shot until, I think it was level 5 or level 7. Took him a while.
Yeah. No real need for it. Rapid fire, really worth maxing by around level 10, I think. You can start getting into fights by then, and the damage you get from that spell is quite nice. Ackerman and NoName looking for their play on the mid lane here. They each take separate routes around.
Just in case one side wasn't warded.
There we go, Link. Gold card's gonna hit him. And just a little bit of damage, and out goes Ackerman. Actually, it's XiaoWeiXiao getting hit up by Dexter now. A little bit of damage back and forth. 3-on-3 down to the mid lane. Jungler's top lane is now actually Aphromoo there as well. And here comes more. The 4v4 brawl. Seraph has to get away. Two-man play there from Aphro. The gold card hits Dexter. 100 health on him. Can they get a flash Q? They look for it, and he finds it. NoName picks up first blood, and now Link is cut off. The bubble hits. Another kill goes to Ackerman. Beautiful play, LMQ.
What a start for LMQ, and boy do they need that after starting Super Week 0-2. Not only are they the team with the 80 carry in the bottom lane, which is more likely to get Dragon control, they also get the 2 kills out of the 4v4 in the mid lane. And this was a very long engagement, but if we're thinking about early game power of champions, the utility and crowd control goes to LMQ. The repetitive stuns from XiaoWeiXiao's gold cards is what really decided this one. The unreliability necessarily of the Aphro hooks. Even though he did get a good run on Ackerman, there was a whole bunch of other people still chasing him down. Great shot by NoName there to close it in. And then he got the slow on Link just because he closed the range with his resonating strike. Could not have went better.
That was beautiful stuff. I even like the fact that all the spiderlings had been killed by AoE, so Dexter's spiderlings couldn't block the flash Q. All these little things actually came into effect on this one, and LMQ set a 1,200 gold ahead because of all this. Beautiful stuff by these guys. Double longsword already out for NoName. That's the kind of early game Lee Sin aggression you like to see.
And multi-wards as well.
Oh yeah.
That might even be the more important thing because of the roaming we're going to be seeing in these 2v0 lanes.
After rejoining his lane mate now of Doublelift. Uses his charge. No longer has the ability to get rid of the cannon minion. But he goes in just to make sure the gold comes in before he upgrades items afterwards. Almost got them all.
Yeah, he has 1 point in his explosive shot now.
Ackerman level 3 looking to make his way down to the bot lane alongside Vasilii and everyone else. He has actually not shown up top lane yet. Whereas Seraph had shown bottom for a short time to soak up some XP. You can see Seraph is a level ahead despite being in a losing fight, whereas Ackerman is in a winning one. And now LMQ use their early game laning advantage on the correct side of the map to go for the dragon 6 minutes in.
Yeah, huge potential for LMQ early on in this game. Not perfect dragon auto attack damage, but more doesn't take much damage out of all that.
Great stuff. LMQ making all the right choices so far. That mid lane fight was great. The dragon, exactly what you're supposed to do in this kind of a situation.
The dragon was going to LMQ was kind of opted into by CLG when they decided to send Doublelift and Aphromoo top in the first place. But when you consider the fact that they had the 2 deaths in the mid lane, it just becomes much worse because now that 1,000 gold swing, which was more recoverable, becomes a 2,000 gold swing, which really starts hampering CLG's ability to keep up in items.
It's true. I wonder when the first recalls come through. Can they get a situation where it's BF sword versus nothing good? Whee! That fish went flying. Did you know there's a fish at the end of the W?
I do now.
I think it's only for that skin though. Only for Koinami. Yeah, I think the base skin does not have a fish on the ebb and flow. I could be correct, I just don't use the base skins. Because I have them all. Haha. Perks of working at Riot. I have every skin in the game.
At least you're humble about it.
Have I told you that I earned Victorious Rise? Oh, XiaoWeiXiao ghosting. Ulti goes in. Can he find what he's looking for? Dexter looks to be the target of that. Lands the gold card in the brush, but it's going to be enough for them. Nicely done. Vasilii claims the kill. Ulti to claim it. Nicely done, LMQ. 3-0 now.
Yeah, they were really trying to go all in on Vasilii right there. But it was not to be. Dexter getting punished now 0-2. At least not working out exactly the way he wants it to. That's for sure.
I guess in a way, LMQ isn't letting him play Elise. He's getting kind of stopped at every turn. Really good play by these guys. I mean, the early aggression's working out for them quite well. These dives have worked. The 4v4 mid lane again, just a big point in this. And the first TF ulti also something I like to track, and that one turned into a champion kill and turret pressure. That turned into that going down as well. LMQ controlling everything.
They really are. Level 4 Dexter, 8 minutes into the game. Oof. He was really the MVP of CLG in their victory yesterday.
Yeah.
Has been one small step behind LMQ here today. Vasilii is going to be a bit of a force as well. Into the edge first, actually. We've seen a lot of different Tristana build options.
Yeah, basically the lifesteal builds are the ones you opt into if you're going to fight the 2v2s. If it's going to be a close fight, but actually an ackerman gets the slice and dice, that's going to get him out of that one. But if you don't need the lifesteal to fight a 2v2 lane, whether you've got a Nami as a support or you're just in a lane swap situation, IH is way, way better. IEPD significantly beats Ruin King Infinity Edge in DPS. So 2-item Vasilii is going to be really scary when most AD carries aren't.
Yeah, and the question will become whether CLG can pressure him before that point. But based on the complexion of this game right now, it doesn't look like they'll be able to. Being down 2,500 gold and trading a turret.
Yeah, so CLG, how can they get themselves back in? And we actually know them as a team who does manage to squeak victories off of making great team-wide plays. They might give up kills occasionally, but they find their ways back in. Their game against Complexity earlier this week looked even bleaker to start this out, and they found their way back in. LMQ looking to make that not a repeat. Vasilii going to keep hitting this turret. Now everyone knows that the team's right there. They were on top of a war, but Seraph waits around because TP doesn't come in from Link. Instead, Seraph getting chased down. A little bit of slow. The kick. Oh, nice flash. Ward hop not going to get him far enough away. Seraph stays up.
Wow. So the feint teleport stops them from wanting to even 2v3 because they knew the level 6 Lulu versus the support in the jungler and an AD carry, which wouldn't have had that much immediate power. A really clever job of dodging that death by Seraph and Link combined. Still, Seraph deathless in Super Week.
Yep, that's true. He's holding up the best he can. And 39 CS is also a reasonably good mark compared to Ackerman at only 23 right here. So that's good stuff, but unfortunately it's still at the price of Vasilii having plenty of minions and his team holding a 2,400 gold lead. We are equal on turrets, to be fair, though. Bottom lane did go down to the dual lane of CLG. We're not watching necessarily their turret pressure as much, but turrets are equal.
Yeah, and we're beginning to see the reason why CLG wanted this lane swap. They are good at finding CS for their team, better than LMQ at it. It's just the fact that they had that little disaster in the mid lane that is making this not work out as clean as it should. But top lane, AD carry, they're getting the CS they need.
Yeah, CLG are playing the sort of measured, it's weird, like they're kind of being measured and defensive, but they're doing it really smartly. Like we're watching LMQ's high number of players because they're looking for these dives that CLG aren't giving them, but the guys off screen are completely succeeding here. And Doublelift is highest CS in the game. Oh yeah, of course it is. 4 points in rapid fire. Again, Vasilii didn't need explosive shot for the laning phase. Got to max rapid fire first, and he crushes turrets with 75, actually 82 bonus AD and items.
That is a lot of turret pressure that I think caught CLG off guard there.
Yeah. Doublelift has to use his escape to get that kind of attack speed. It's not even as good as rapid fire.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dexter clears away a pink ward, trying to get control.
That move, too, hurt so much of what CLG wants to accomplish. They were hoping Seraph would be able to hold down there against Vasilii and more for a while so that CLG could hopefully get Dragon number 2 because they had just been over the Dragon about 30 seconds ago, cleaning that out. But because Vasilii and Moore did work on the turrets so quickly, they now get to move to the mid lane and have the advantage in this next Dragon.
Uh-oh. Ackerman does have flash, but is it enough? No! Certainly not. Doublelift finds the kill. Good hook by Aphromoo, to be fair.
Well, that could just be the move they need. Seraph with his teleport up. Dragon live right now. No, Ackerman did not use his ultimate, though. That's very critical. And his teleport is just coming off of cooldown right now.
And the respawn coming up 2-1, and there was a crocodile back on the map.
Yeah. That's
the Bayou.
not a Dragon CLG can necessarily force, but they do have some map pressure established because of that kill.
I mean, they do know that they are the team that's down in gold right now, the team that's a little bit behind. They can play these catches, Elise and Thresh, even the double teleport of Lulu and Shyvana. They have the room to make plays. Link's got to be a bit careful. Here's like on top of the enemy team. Stun, bubble, good damage comes through, but Moore now has to be careful. Flash hook! Nice dodge by Moore. Close one.
Yeah, because he didn't necessarily do a sideways flash there. He flashed directly pretty much at the line of the hook, really close to still getting hit by Aphromoo.
Yeah. Just far down enough, so nicely done there.
This next moment is so critical for CLG, whether or not the early misstep turns into a snowball or whether it's just a minor misstep for CLG. It's going to be all be about how they play around this dragon.
Okay, it is up. You've got to respect the damage output of Vasilii, though. Maxed out rapid fire and an infinity edge for this fight is a big threat when no one's got any real armor. There's the teleport in for Renekton.
I imagine they're going to be peeling. Renekton is coming in right now.
Okay, he has joined the team. Dragon, very low. Dexter in the air, not a good thing. Takes a tidal wave in. He's gonna get dodged away, but it gives room for the smite. Gets picked up. Oh, Vasilii has to jump on in, and down he goes. Kill picked up. Now NoName goes down as well. CLG still pushing in. 2-0 so far. Can they find more? Seraph still chasing in. Nami trying to run away. Looks like he'll get back to the turret, but 2 kills for a dragon.
Because the dragon went to LMQ, the game is still in their advantage, but it will depend on whether they can hold this turn or not, since CLG suffered no casualties during that engagement.
Problem is XiaoWeiXiao's got a blue buff and an Athenes from his great laning phase. He wave clears so easily. CLG get 2 kills and walk back to their own lanes. Seraph cannot steal his red buff away. Oh, he's gonna
really
try.
Wants to.
This is a large risk. He does not have flash. He has a lantern. Does get away with the red buff, actually. That worked out.
Oh, wow.
Doublelift, take notes.
Whoa. They really wanted that red buff, and Seraph gets it. Still deathless in Super Week, although he's playing quite loose right now, which is good to see.
If it works, it works.
It is really good to see him making aggressive moves like that. As we unfortunately get a pause. Vasilii just doing a quick climb restart. Because Seraph has been playing so timid up until Super Week. But the fact that he has a deathless Super Week and he is taking a lot of risks shows immense improvement for Seraph.
And the risks are paying off is the important thing. There are teams that take all kinds of risks and they blow up in their faces. We saw LMQ lose their game to Cloud9 from something like that. We've seen Curse make those kind of mistakes earlier on in the split, but right now it's the correct amount of aggression. Red buff for Dragon. Aphromoo there to get him out. Works out. Hey, you know, the game's holding a little bit closer there. CLG take the fight, even though they know they're down in gold, but they think they have positioning. That works out. The risks taken by CLG, aside from, again, that mid lane 4v4, these ones are paying out.
I mean, I'm thinking about that last Dragon fight we saw. It looked like Vasilii jumped in.
He did.
Yeah.
So he got hooked by Thresh either way. So, I mean, kind of no matter what, he was probably going to die.
Could have jumped out.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, okay, sure, you're not wrong about that at all. To be fair, yeah, he actually could have gotten a couple hundred units away before the hook kind of interrupted his rocket jump.
I see.
But no, you're right. He definitely could have gotten out. For some reason, he felt, and this is how he plays Triss, by the way, is he jumps in most of the time.
Yeah.
So that was a little crazy. I will give you that one. That was a little bit crazy.
He's losing in CS a fair bit to Doublelift right now, too.
That's true.
It's going to be really critical to see how much that Infinity Edge matters. We know it's the Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer, but probably until he gets Last Whisper that does he have some serious effectiveness. And even when he does that, he's not going to have lifesteal.
Yeah.
So Doublelift has this large portion of the game where he's going to be stronger than Vasilii.
And it depends what he's fighting up against, right? Is it going to be Cutlass or even Ruin King here for Shyvana? How much into, you know, an Aegis or Sork shoes does Dexter go on Elise? Like, if he's not fighting more than 100 armor, Phantom Dancer's the power spike. He's good to go. And if he's at 700 range, who needs lifesteal if you don't get hit?
Yep.
Like, there's the chance Vasilii gets to go and carry this game. It's kind of on how CLG plays and itemizes. Seraph is going tanky. Dexter is going to be able to add some more items to himself, but that's one of the races to keep in mind. If CLG gets good global gold, the tank line's big enough to deal with this. Mid lane still holding equal right here with Fiends. Basically for both these guys, Link's got plenty of cash. There's the recall back. We've seen every TF go Zhonya second to allow themselves to initiate fights at will, basically.
I mean, based on the Twitch being in this game, I expect no different from XiaoWeiXiao.
Yeah. Well, needless large rod for now. You never know. Could just be death cap. You just go hard for it.
Yeah. This will be tricky for Doublelift, actually. Aphromoo and Thresh in general is not the type of support that can get him a kill super easily. But they're kind of going to need it when XiaoWeiXiao gets that hourglass.
Yeah, Doublelift forces a ward out. Yeah, how well can they force these plays? Doublelift on one item at the start of a second. Vasilii might just go Rune King anyway. Gets the lifesteal right now on the Vamp staff. Their mid lane being under fire. NoName is too low to fight back. So CLG get a bit of damage through. Only down one turret so far, the team. Down 2 dragons, though. Equal in kills.
Map control is swinging back in CLG's direction, though. Especially with the surprises that Doublelift has made to NoName to get him low right there. I mean, not having the Sightstone jungler on the map for extended periods of time is really, really hurting LMQ's ward control.
But they are trying to get it back. 2 pink wards in inventories right now. Vasilii, NoName both helping out. And maybe they can rest themselves back in. Dexter just misses the cocoon.
Right in between a couple of squishy targets, too.
Seraph going to head up against Ackerman top lane, and Seraph's winning this fight. That red buff steal actually still around on him.
Yeah.
Ackerman forced back. NoName playing a little bit of defense as well up there. But Link is the split pusher who's doing quite nicely. Teleport is still up. The TP mid lane, definitely something to be pointing out here.
That is also true.
There are only 2 combat summoners that aren't flash on CLG.
Yeah, we definitely should have touched on Link's teleport on Lulu to try and neutralize the Twisted Fate ganks. We saw a bit more of that in the past with people bringing teleport to counter Shin in top lanes and trying to match his movements. Why not just try Twisted Fate and Lulu?
That's going to be the goal for him here. Pulling a page out of Sharu's book. TP even on Twisted Fate in the mid lane.
Yeah.
He would do.
Sharu, the old mid laner, Mitra makers.
Yep. Now plays in a challenger team. Unfortunately, they haven't been doing very well, but he's around. Still trying. CLG, though, they definitely look pretty undaunted by this game, despite about a 10% gold deficit in this game, but Doublelift still going to hold the mid lane, trying to create the pressure here. XiaoWeiXiao doing the best he can to push them back. Aphromoo killing caster minions.
Yeah. One thing that's really evident in a lot of CLG's games is they pretty much always have a game plan of what to do next. Even when things are going a little bit wrong, they still have plans of where they're going. You can see now they're trying this 1-3-1 split push because they know they have teleport up on both of their side lanes. Meaning if any fight were to break out in the mid lane, they would have the numbers advantage, as well as them having this slow siege in the mid lane, which is guaranteeing Doublelift's farm and should eventually give them that mid lane turret. Little bits every time they push in a bit more.
And you can see the gold trying to take it back in here, but LMQ really not letting any turret damage come through. So that's just holding. They're just getting items back and forth. Vasilii going to the bottom lane. Yordle combat here. Link, there's a TP in for Seraph. Can they make this fight happen anyway, though? There comes Ackerman. Link forced to flash away. Pops the ulti. Couple more hits. Gold card. And there's the one picked up. Seraph definitely can't be part of this fight at all. There's the kill picked up. Uh-oh. Shyvana, the kick. Gonna knock him back. Still has dragon form, though. And there he goes.
And the big fish jumps over the wall again. Plus they get the mid lane turret.
Yeah.
So Seraph, very hard man to kill this game. We knew that LMQ had a low damage team overall, so if they're not using their lockdown as Seraph's trying to jump away, they're not going to get him. NoName was hoping to use the Dragon's Rage on the Dragon's Descent, or the Lee Sin kick on the Shyvana jump.
Yeah.
But Seraph held it past the expected time. And now Link still does have teleport, so they could theoretically defend this.
They've got more globals on the map right now. Dragon is up, and there it's going to be started right away. Seraph is still mid lane, though. Looks like CLG not going to try, but they can go for the steal with Lantern. He tries it!
Whoa! That was a really clean attempt.
Flash Q smite, better smite for NoName.
Yeah. That was sweet.
That was well coordinated.
Yeah. But again, 3 dragons to LMQ.
Yep.
Meaning the gold lead extends.
For what it's worth, CLG did get mid-outer with Doublelift during that whole big trade in the bot lane.
Yeah.
That trade actually went to CLG's favor. Problem is they just couldn't get enough for it. And the dragon once again, LMQ. So 4,000 gold lead is a nice number to be at 20 minutes in. Pretty reasonable one. Link not really losing his jungle very much. LMQ, they're not playing into the enemy jungle very much. They're playing a much more reserved game, saying, look, when TF ulti's up, will play around that, will pick you off because all of the outer turrets are gone right now. There's a lot of flank space to work with. Or, sorry, I guess 5 of the 6 are gone. And that's where they're playing aggressively. They're playing around ulti cooldowns, not about jumping into the jungle every single time, playing around every single bot.
They're trying to get Ackerman here. I feel like Seraph tipped his hand a little bit early.
And out Ackerman goes, so nothing grabbed there. Link does get some work. Well, CLG actually the first team to really play in the enemy jungle and this far into the game. LMQ with defensive pink wards now, one of which is already dead.
This is going to be another one of those games where CLG wants to manufacture a bit of a win with superior map movements. The early game didn't exactly go their way, but they're still maintaining a really strong presence on the map. Ghostblade being completed by Doublelift as well is a huge increase in power right now. But XiaoWeiXiao has a Zhonya's Hourglass, so he can shut down Doublelift just as quickly. It'll depend on the ability of Link and Aphromoo to shield him appropriately.
Well, Link's going for an interesting build, though. He's not going for that hyper utility build. He's going split pushy with the
They
Shin.
missed him with the ward.
Oh man, double goes in on Vasilii, half HP, out he goes. Bubble hits Doublelift, gold card goes in, the kick back, Doublelift's got to be scared. Vasilii is going to pick up one and out he goes. Seraph can't catch him, and there's Seraph now getting Lulu ulted, but the chase is still on. Shyvana refuses to die, but here comes XiaoWeiXiao, the first death of the weekend for Seraph. Yes it is, Ackerman claims it there. 2-0 on the fight, nicely done LMQ.
Doublelift gets bounced around right there. Bubble to Buster Shot to Lee Sin kick, and LMQ continues the dive.
Ackerman can't quite find the sun, kills a Spiderling anyway, but it does mean middle outer turret is gone. 5 seconds still of power play, maybe a little bit more. Couple minions still around if they want to keep this push, and they are. Mid-tier 2 now under fire.
Yeah, why not continue this push a little bit? They burned all the CLG ultimates prior. Ackerman hooked in, and a few people alive, but they do not have the power to chase.
They could have dived. Oh my gosh, that repel, he can't go anywhere. Nothing to jump to, goes in, goes down. XiaoWeiXiao finds another. Vasilii though, burning, and he will fall out. Aphro gets the kill here, but LMQ just took a bunch.
They took so many advantages, and that really just compounds on top of their earlier gold lead from the Dragons. This game just does not have breaks at this point because CLG is going right back up the mid lane to try and punish. XiaoWeiXiao, there's going to be a Twitch nearby.
Well, Vasilii's not alive, so it could be the time. XiaoWeiXiao takes the Glitter Lance, pops the Zhonya's, but he's still outnumbered. Ackerman stays around. Hook's going to land. Double gets the kill. Ackerman forced away. NoName lands the Q. They can't even try to go into this one. Instead, the turret will take some damage. Seraph holding aggro. Double actually gets a shield from Aphro because he pulled actually turret aggro there. And they're going to have to back out on that one. Just the kill picked up. No turret kills, just some damage.
CLG always trying to get something back. The mark of a good team often is knowing when they go in, but this is just a nice little catch, knocking him up with the tail end of the Lulu ultimate. And then the timing of Aphromoo's hook as well. Zhonya's is 1.5 seconds. Oftentimes people jump the gun on that one, but Aphromoo gets him exactly when he comes out.
Beautiful play then. And it's going to be a pretty happy place then for CLG fans, just for that little fight. Problem is LMQ are still plenty far ahead. Almost 7,000 gold is a very large number, and they seem content to keep pushing the agenda. Got more kills than our last game combined.
Yes.
24 minutes in half the time, half as many teams.
Yeah, LMQ has more kills than last game combined.
Right,
on their
that's
own.
what I was saying.
But really, I thought you said the whole game.
Oh, I missed.
Sorry for you.
Made a mistake. It's okay. It's my fault.
The static shift being completed by Vasilii is pretty huge as well.
Yep.
He is a big-time threat at this point. Still no Lichbane onto Link either. Surprised he's actually going Lichbane second item instead of the Death Cap, especially with how easily Doublelift was focused. You would think they need more ability power for bigger shields onto him if they're going to continue to play that strategy of Doublelift walking up next to them.
But that's CLG's new identity. It's not the two-threat team protect the Doublelift. It's we've got a game plan going in, right? TP Lulu, a very obvious choice. They knew TF coming in. Just think about the ban phase of the first pick and letting LMQ steal that away with air quotes. They know Link is going to be this good split pusher. His dueling power very high with Lichbane second.
That is very true, and his teleport, of course.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you got to be dangerous. You got to be careful with your split push when you're this far down in gold.
Yeah.
Because this squad you leave behind is immensely vulnerable. And Twisted Fate Lee Sin is a combo that can close for kills. very well.
It's so scary. It's ludicrously scary. Double's gonna look for the attempt. Goes to actually burned by XiaoWeiXiao.
Still some threat, that's for sure.
Absolutely is. He's going Lich Bane now himself. Actually, it's Shin plus part of a death cap, so splitting his build up a little bit. Shin has great burst at this point in the game. About 70 to 80 bonus damage.
This dragon, it's gonna be dicey if CLG wants this one. LMQ very confidently wanting to force this, knowing they have a big 5v5 advantage.
Banshee's Veil, Ackerman plus Sunfire. He is a tanky man. They're going in for this one. They got to be careful though. Wow! What a bubble goes in. Ackerman in the front lines. He's happy. NoName grabs Dragon, and there's the fight. Dexter low. Seraph, the great knockout comes in. Ackerman forced out. Now how good's the damage output as everyone's forced to run away? The hook on Vasilii. Another hook catches them, gets the heals and gets out. But now you got to be careful in this fight. Ackerman so low. He's got to recall away. He does get to safety.
LMQ very, very low, but with another dragon, if CLG can't close these, depends how crazy Doublelift has become.
It's a slow, but can't get much more than one auto attack down. Afro flash hooks! He catches XiaoWeiXiao! In he goes! The Zonius though, it's a bait! Vasilii finds one! Dexter's there, they answer back, but it's 2 kills! It's gonna be more Vasilii with a triple kill, and out he goes! What a fight for LMQ again!
After Vasilii got hooked in the previous dragon fight, you would never expect him to come back with that triple kill, but CLG actually overreaches right there, trying to make too big of a play. And it's LMQ who can actually play the counter-aggression card and come out on top. Completely unexpected. Take another look at this one. I mean, LMQ just bursted down the dragon, and a couple critical things about this fight. The tidal wave was fantastic by Moore here. There was a pretty good combo by CLG Seraph with the Shyvana ultimate, but he didn't get the Dragon's Descent damage because the tidal wave stopped a little bit short. And then, because Doublelift had been pushed so far back, they couldn't quite finish off Vasilii. With the end of that fight happening, I mean, they go straight to Baron, which is also contentious. Oh man,
gosh, they're trying. Red team picks up Baron. That is Vasilii,
look how low they
who
are.
Can't do anything wrong this game. The kickback. Aphro goes down. Vasilii on a rampage. The team's still in Baron pit, and CLG want this fight. Problem is, Double's ulti not yet up. There it is. Can they re-engage? XiaoWeiXiao finds Seraph. Double getting locked up. Does what damage he can. He's still trying to kite away, but he's already died here. And CLG forced to run 3-2 in that fight.
Wow. LMQ making all their shots this game. Vasilii 7-2 after that chaos, going straight for the Baron. A very risky move, as we saw with how low they became. It was actually Vasilii's auto attack that ended up picking up this Baron because it was just a burst of damage. So most likely LMQ were the ones to get it. But man, just look at this. They pull off the combo again with Seraph. But then, it was just a 5-on-3, right? Doublelift had died in the previous fight. He was so far behind. LMQ just kind of waiting it out, remembering that the Baron will regen them up ever so slightly, waiting for the right moment and the right cooldowns. Flashing into stun Doublelift and just never giving him a chance to open up fire on the LMQ team. A really well-played fight by LMQ.
Yeah. CLG was so close to winning that anyway, though. And I attribute actually a good part of that to the difference in item builds, actually. The fact that Moore had his Mikhail's Crucible in the prior fight, the Dragon fight that he got hooked in, and saved Vasilii there, kept him kind of afloat. Aphro's still without that item. If he had had it, if he had the ability to give like one more cleanse or one more shield to Doublelift, he was spray and praying the entire team, life-stealing them with Ruin King.
Right.
He was buying time until Rat-a-tat-tat was up. Doublelift actually almost won that, despite everything. It was actually closer than it looked. It was, oh my gosh, Ackerman. What? All right, Yomu's up, gonna dash around. Breaks the Banshee's Veil, now the slow. Saves that one, but here comes XiaoWeiXiao to turn it around, but the rest of CLG is there. LMQ opt into basically a 2 versus 5, but they find a kill anyway, and the team is now rejoining them. Dexter forced to run, Bubble won't quite land. Seraph over the wall, here's the kick back, and they find Dexter with that one, and the chase in for Vasilii. Tidal Wave, forcing Aphromoo away. He's gonna hook to a minion or something, can't quite find it. Another kill. Now goes to Vasilii, another 3-1 fight.
And whatever item advantage Doublelift had gotten early with the Blade of the Ruin King Ghostblade build is long gone because Vasilii is on a rampage right now with that Infinity Edge build. But added to the fact that XiaoWeiXiao has powered up and Doublelift is just exploding.
Yeah, it is hard for him to get into these fights. The rat-a-tat-tat not meaning much when you're dead. It's the best form of CC, and even Mikhail's won't save you from that one. Bottom inhibitor now under fire, surely to fall down. Respawns are coming though. LMQ has to back out pretty soon, but they won't get chased out.
No.
Well, maybe Doublelift will.
The advantage has ballooned here for LMQ. But I do give CLG credit in the fact that they are still trying to find fights. They're not just letting LMQ starve them out and let Tristana reach a late game paradigm of power. Sure, the late game is being accelerated because they're getting so many fights, but a lot of those engagements in the middle of the game, CLG was very close to winning and turning the game around. When it's gotten to this point, though, it's looking a little bit ugly.
It gets harder and harder. Right now, CLG have failed to grab their way back into this one. Link gonna get himself the blue buff, at least that'll give him some more utility. He'll stay safe on that one. Plenty of mana and CDR now for the guy. Working on his third item, whereas that's already done for XiaoWeiXiao. XiaoWeiXiao's almost at 4 items. Well ahead of Link's pacing right now.
Yeah, and with the Lich Bane coming next, it'll be death to whoever he teleports to, most likely Doublelift.
And LMQ now to the top lane. Vasilii adds Bloodthirster 4th, helping him.
I like that.
I do too.
Really
I love
like
it.
that on Tristana because of the shield. It's a really undervalued thing at this point. At level 18, 440 extra health from him as long as he can remain in combat. Especially for how aggressive he plays. There might be going here.
Yeah, it's like made for Vasilii here. Uh-oh, lot of health going away. Takes the Mikhail's heal just in case. Locket's still up for the guy. Double Randuin's there for the front line as well, but LMQ forced away by Doublelift's ultimate there. That won't be up for the next fight.
Ghost played a very low cooldown, 45 seconds.
Yep.
About a minion wave and a half. But the Rat-a-Tat's on a much longer cooldown.
76 still to go.
Does not seem like LMQ is a team to shy away from a fight. They want another one.
Aphro pretty low on health actually. Only about 3/4. And not the tankiest guy. His only tank item faced the mountain there, and he's gonna use that on someone else.
Yeah.
Another attempted bubble actually hits Dexter this time around. No ulti coming through just yet. Hook on Ackerman, but he's okay with taking that damage. Seraph down to 1,000 health. He's gonna back out of this one. Doublelift now well too far forward. Has to back. Seraph low on top of that one. Block of shield means that LMQ will push in. Inhibitor turret number 2 is dead. And the inhibitor's just open.
Just straight up powering through. You can see the power of Vasilii's Tristana right there. And even the gold cards, making any type of counterattack by CLG very, very difficult. Great inhibitor take by LMQ. And a Nexus turret died during
Oh my
that.
gosh, everything going so well for these guys now. Maybe ready to close it out. The next couple right here, just one last recall, get the items in. XiaoWeiXiao making sure he's got enough, keeps the minion waves in order. But I gotta expect he's got Lich Bane by this point. Lich Banes destroy structures.
Yeah. It'll be Ridley.
Oh yeah, 1,600 gold, he's got plenty.
Oh dear.
He'll win eventually. There you go. See, not a problem. Link had this under control. Okay. Doublelift 4, 4, and 5. To be fair, like the score lines aren't bad for the CLG members. Like they're all putting in individual contributions. Difficult is just that they haven't been able to win the fights that matter. I believe undefeated on Dragons right now. Yeah, 5 of 5. And of course the 6 turrets as well. Global Gold really the main hero for LMQ right now. And the fact that Vasilii he's reckless enough that it works. It's always a question for LMQ. Did you try a little bit too hard for that fight? Twice it was. 9 times it wasn't.
In this game for sure. And even the fights they lost, they barely lost.
Yep.
And they weren't disastrous fights for them. They've maintained objective control throughout all of this, which is probably one of the most critical things. Just waiting on that Baron respawn. Any type of catch will be instant demise for CLG.
There's the ulti.
Might just go right here. They're not ones to hesitate.
Hook on NoName. Fish comes out, doesn't mean much. CLG back out. TF ultis in towards the Baron pit.
All right.
Still plenty of ward control. They can see all of CLG right now. They're waiting right over the wall. A couple of wards come out. They see him back off towards the red buff.
Whoa, ghosted.
There's the ghost in. Will they catch Aphro? Yes, they will. He dodged the hook as well, but Aphro's surely going to die. And Vasilii finds one. He is legendary. Doublelift not in the right spot. And in goes Tristana. He's chasing them down. Bunny hopping back and forth. Goomba stomping everybody. Vasilii taking on the role of Mario. And down goes Link as well. A triple kill for the Tristana. Seraph left alive. XiaoWeiXiao wants to take him out. But this is going to be surely the game there. Gold card, wild card. Seraph's got to run away on that one. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, he had that. That was the kill. But you know what? That's okay. 20 kills And 35.5 minutes in, LMQ taking one of the most convincing games of the week.
Yep.
And stopping that 0-2 slide of the week so far, breaking CLG's record as well.
Bouncing back as well from their defeat earlier to Curse. Taking a lot of decisive actions here against CLG. Big plays across the board for them. The dream of 4-0 this Super Week is gone as well. CLG falling, they're now 2-1 on the week. Hoping to bounce back tomorrow. It was a close game. This was a really, really well-played game. Do not let the 20 kills to 9 at the end fool you into saying this was a LMQ stomp, because there were very, very close fights in the middle of the game. And knowing the way CLG can play if they were to have gotten the lead.
They could have controlled that.
Doublelift could have controlled that game as well.
Doublelift nearly took those fights down. You saw how hard he was trying to make those plays. He would stealth, get whimsied and help picks by the Lulu. He's like, go, catch somebody out. And LMQ managed to play together enough. The double teleport on both sides. TF plus summoners, or just 2 summoners there. You gotta play so careful around the map to not get caught out. Generally speaking, these teams played that quite well, but LMQ is just so tenacious. They just looked for the fights, and they were tempered enough in the aggression. Again, Vasilii would jump in maybe one too many times, but you saw in that very last fight, the TF ulti came out. Do we want to catch them? No, back out, go for Baron instead. Right? XiaoWeiXiao didn't dive in the middle of 5 people. They decided to wait around, play the objectives a bit more, and they found the correct fight there. So LMQ tempers the aggression properly, and they look this scary all the time.
Yeah, and potentially the parity continues, right?
Sure.
CLG had a chance to end another day in sole possession of first place. And now, if you go by the lost column as a tiebreaker, it would be Dignitas that's ahead of them. Obviously, they haven't won their next game yet because Dignitas will play 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah.
But boy, we thought this Super Week was going to be a time for teams to start pulling away from each other.
A little bit.
May not be time yet.
At this time,
yeah,
you've got sole possession first place, Dignitas, sole possession second place, CLG. I believe LMQ is the only team in third as well, who are now ahead of TSM and Cloud9. I think those guys are tied. We're down to only 1 tie now in North American LCS.
True. EG would be in 8th place, and Curse is actually solidly in 6th.
Yeah, they're within 2 games of catching up now and making their way a little bit farther up. We're going to send it now over to Dash, though, who's Rift side for an interview.
Thanks, Freak. I'm standing here Rift side with Vasilii and our translator, Shin, after a victory against CLG. Congratulations. My first question for you is, starting the week 0-2, what do you do as a team, or how important was that win?
就是他第一个问题就是你们在 Super Week 第1周里面连着输掉2场比赛，然后这场比赛你们取得胜利，然后你感觉是怎么样的？
我感觉很好，我们回去做了很多调整，所以我们回去做了调整之后，然后调整自己的心态之类的，然后拿下这场比赛。
I feel really good. After those 2 games, we went back and we adjust our mindset for this game, and finally we win the game. I feel like really great right now.
All right, so a little bit of a follow-up. When you do have those rough patches where you lose a few games in a row, how do you stay positive as a team and make sure that you refocus and come in ready for the next game?
就是在这个新的补丁里面，然后相对来说你经常用的英雄被削弱了，然后呢你又连着输掉了比赛，然后你觉得作为一个队伍，你们要怎么来调整这样的心态呢？才能让你们就是在后来比赛中打得更好？
没有，我觉得这个版本对我来说影响不是很大，因为我会基本所有 ADC， 所以比如说这些飞机啊、男枪啊什么，我全都会，因为我从 S1 玩到现在，所以应用词很深。
Like personally, I feel I have like a very good champion pool. I can play Tristina, I can play Corki, I can play Graves. So I've been practicing like ADCs since season 1, and for me it's okay. This patch doesn't affect me too much, and that's all.
Well, so then let's talk a little bit about that champion pool. You decided to play Tristana this game. What were the factors that went into that? Why did you choose her?
就是你今天决定选小炮是吧？然后你是怎么想的？为什么你要选择小炮呢？
因为我们的队伍需要我选这个东西。我们队伍缺少输出， 如果我还继续玩飞机的话，因为飞机的手很短，我没有足够输出空间去输出，所以我必须去选一些手特别长的 ADC， 然后去 carry 这支队伍。
Because our team combo is basically lacking of damage, and I have to choose Tristina because she is long range and she has like really good scaling at the end game. So that's why I choose her.
And my final question is just that you have EG tomorrow. What are you guys doing to prepare for that, and how important is it that you end your Super Week at least 2-2?
就是明天你们要对EG，然后呢，你们是怎么准备的？然后呢，就是在 Super Week 中间，你们怎么就是至少要打一个2-2，这对你们很重要，对吧？
对，下一场比赛对我们很重要，因为我们连输了2盘比赛，现在这周是1-2，所以明天对我们就是前几名的名次很重要。明天那场比赛。
So tomorrow's game is very crucial for us because we lost 2 games and now it's 1-2, and tomorrow is very crucial for us to stay at the top tier of the LCS.
All right, well, best of luck to you tomorrow in that game. Shen, I'd like to thank you for helping us out in this interview. And we're going to send it right back up to Freak and Jat at the desk to close out the day.
Thank you very much, Dash. Now, guys, it's been a full day of action and a couple of upsets to shake up the standings here.
Yeah, and it's actually an interesting fact here. The average game time in Week 7 is the longest it has ever been in the NA LCS, clocking in at 43 minutes and 51 seconds on average this week. So thanks for sticking with us if you've been here the whole time.
It's been a whole bunch of fun for us as well, of course. Now let's check out how the teams are lined up. First place, sole possession, Dignitas, 11-5.
Yeah, and a half game back in second, it is CLG. LMQ and TSM share third as well with 10 wins and 7 losses, with Cloud9 actually being in sole possession of 5th.
Wow, then in 6th place, it's Curse, who is starting to pull away from Complexity in 7th. And in last place, it's Evil Geniuses here with 4 wins. For the first time in a while, we have more ties in the caster desk than in the standings finally. We're going to be back here tomorrow with another big day of 5 games, starting with Curse versus CLG.
Yeah, and after that, Complexity will battle it out with Dignitas, followed by LMQ taking on Evil Geniuses. And then it's TSM versus Complexity.
And of course, we'll conclude our day with Dignitas squaring off against Cloud9. A whole bunch of fun and more shakeups in the standings to be coming up in the future. The action gets underway Sunday noon Pacific time at 9 p.m. Central European Summer Time. Now for myself, Jat, Riv, Kobe, Dash, Zyrene, and the entire live broadcast crew, thanks for watching, and we'll see you mañana.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the North American League Championship Series Summer Split. We've got an action-packed day of games coming your way.
Now we're gearing up for a huge first match.
One last game for Skarner.
The last initiation, TSM wants to throw in. They're going for broke. A great ultimate by Crumbs. They're able to lock down amazing. He goes down. Bjergsen's going gold for just a few before he goes into the coffin as well.
Probably. I am looking for probably.
A lot of flashes to re-engage there, at least one. Helios died! There's too many minions! He gets the Dragon's Rage! He goes in for another one! Helios with the plays into the Dragon Pit! Complexity is gonna shut down Evil Geniuses!
Trying to negotiate a free win with XiaoWeiXiao.
Alright, good. Tell me if you get it.
I said I need to win this game for my promotion.
The AD carries are shredding from the outside. Vasilei's got himself on the other side of the wall and can't return, as now Curse is restrung.
Prediction!
Wave to camera. Wave.
X.
Yeah, exactly.
Gremlo really not in the right spot, and down he goes through. Oh no, and Helios knocked up as well by Braum. Second kill comes through. Not the right position to be in. Now Inox also in the wrong spot.
Yo, are we allowed to sit like hotshot during the games with like our knees up?
Can we set like him?
We should all do that.
Good. Let's all do it. This is actually a hot shot.
Now Quas getting chased. Bubble misses. Shockwave flashed away safely. Mito takes Quas back in though, in the middle of the team, but Baron's being hit by the way. Quas goes down, but so does Baron.
CLG!
拦住，进来了，
虚了，一波了，GG。
来森，
小心啊，3-3。来，我站你屁股后面了。5-3。
他在哪里？他的队友